It's been a while since I dropped this shit. SwoleFam, y'all better run this up. KD, let's go. Yeah. Aye, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, yeah. You know we don't play gangs. I'm blessed, I never said I didn't struggle. I finesse, I never said I didn't hustle. These niggas talk so loud, the way I move is subtle. I'm the ocean, but these niggas just a puddle. Ay, oh, I swear I'm delusional. These niggas, they using me. They want my energy, ain't nothing new, this is usual. These figures confusing me, what's gotten into me? They say I'm using their cubicles. Clipping KD like some cuticles. None of this shit is excusable. Don't need a muse when I'm musical. Ay, whoa, I'm tired of saying for truth when nobody's doing it. Yeah. They're controlling the youth, agenda abusing them, nigga. We losing them. Matter of fact, we just abusing them, that's a fact. We try to roll with a ballad act. Fucking low key with the Tesseract. They throwing smoke when they got to that. Get the fuck up out your little bubble. They wanna ask how much it costs, I said it double. Gorilla beard, these niggas only rockin' stubble. The realest nigga make these bitches start to stumble. Aye, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play gangs, yeah.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Stop eating so much. You don't need to eat all the time.
You have the right to remain fat.
Whoa! You gonna fuck on me? Nobody's gonna fuck on you! Oh! What the fuck was that?
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole normal.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 22 hundo and 33 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimpcast, singscast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy Papa Swole, yo, back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2 Flexin on all you...
Fucking Catalina wine.
It's the fucking Catalina wine.
It's the fucking Catalina wine.
Let's fucking go. All right, fam. How are we doing? Happy Swole Slut Saturday. It is June the 18, and we are ready for an amazing man cast. Everyone's saying hello, Rufus. Hello, my good, beautiful boy. The tainty cam is in big effect. And finally, we get like a paw angle and we get a face angle. Finally, Rufus is gracing us with his beauty. So you can drop some little I don't know, some little puppy emojis, whatever you're doing in the comments below. We are live, of course. Check out the live stream links over there at thedailyswole.com. Don't forget about that live stream. Don't be sleeping on the live stream, but nay, not only that, don't be sleeping on the audio podcast either. So if you're just a watcher and you don't listen, go check it out because I'm dropping some Swolosophy episodes on the main podcast. And plus, in the intro and the pre-rolls of these podcasts, I always do, and I often do member shout-outs, member spotlights from those of you that are dropping amazing posts, that are responding via Swole text. Those things are great too, so make sure you plug in. And if you watch, you could also go and check out the audio podcast anywhere you like to bang your ear holes, because we're doing it on all the platforms, beaches. We don't fucking stop. Let's get a little round of applause, a little golf clap. SwoleFam crushing it. Sent out some audio messages earlier, so if you've been plugging into Swole text, go and check that out. Let's see. What's up, Loretta, Shane, Ryan, Muscles Marinara, Paisan, how we doing? Kathleen, Citrine, Tyler, Nick, my goodness, Brandy, Eric, Cole, Dan, Terry. What's up, T-Bone, Zach, Extra Fitness, Cerny, the entire fam, Elijah. Everyone's here, ready for an amazing Swole Sut Saturday. So without further ado, let's get this Swole card out of the nut. Let's bust the nut. And let's get into some SwoleFam posts, because this is going to start your Saturday off deliciously. Make sure you got your coffee, your bone broth, or water. Get ready for an amazing sleazecast. It's Swole Sut Saturday, fam. Let's summon the Falcon and get today's party underway. See if I can get this one. Falcon. Oh, nailed it. He's so fickle. You have to hit that note just right. Put some respect on it. Would you smash? Drop in the comments down below. Delicious. Delicious. I forgot the camera was on Rufus. I don't think anyone's complaining. We'll probably have to do, what we're probably going to do, we'll have to do a split screen. We'll have to do like a split cam, like a half and half. I forgot I didn't change it back. So you didn't see the revealing of the card, but look at that card. Isn't that beautiful? Swole Slut. And I will remind you, if you're watching live, be very careful with typing that, because we've had members that actually got banned or flagged or reported automatically, not by another member, of course, but in the live chat. If you're on Facebook, if you're on the ShoeTubes, make sure that you do a hashtag SSS. That's fine. If you want to be ballsy and you want to type in Swole Slut, by all means, I don't mind. I like it. I like it. But the tech overlords sometimes don't like it. And, you know, it's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. It's bullshit. Just saying, hashtag SSS is totally fine. Swole Sut Saturday. And yeah, I appreciate it. You know, I got a bunch of comments during the intro. Dan said, I was sleeping on the audio podcast. Now I'm not, LOL. Yeah, don't sleep on the audio. Don't sleep on the audio. There's something different. No matter where you follow any of our content, whether it's on Instagram or TikTok, you're always going to see some different stuff on different platforms. So wherever you like to consume the podcast, make sure either you're listening to the audio podcast, you're subscribed to on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Podbean, wherever you listen to podcasts. And then, of course, when you catch the live stream, the video, you're seeing different things. You're getting the intro scenes, you're getting all the other aspects of the video podcast. But of course, make sure that you are checking out the audio too. Plus, if you miss an episode, you can always catch up. I don't know. How many of you listen to podcasts? I know you watch. So this is just a question to those of you that are watching live. So it might sound silly. How many of you listen to podcasts? Obviously you do, but you're watching it. How many of you also listen to podcasts a lot? Because not every podcast you need to see visually, depending. So how many of you are big podcast fans, aside from the Daily Swole? Because Daily Swole is so much more than a podcast. It's a podcast, but it's a fucking experience. It's an experience. You really get you really get like full-blown penetrated when you come here. So you never know what to expect, but we definitely get into some juicy. Anyway, so you could drop that in the comments below. Hashtag SSS at Swole Slut Saturday. Let's get into that tip. It's time. Oh, nice. Babe, just an inch. Bullseye. It's cold outside. That was a bullseye. All right, let's get into our first SwoleFam post. And actually, before we do that, I just got to remind you that yesterday's overtime segment is now available live inside Swole TV. So if you missed out on yesterday's bonus overtime segment, and of course, we had our SwoleFam roundtable on Thursday. We had a huge week, fam. We had a huge week. On Thursday, the roundtable's available. If you missed that, it was a 2-hour conversation with the SwoleFam, so it was fantastic. And then yesterday, we had our overtime segment. So both of those are available for members inside Swole TV. Go check it out. Oh, you guys don't have to list like the actual podcast you listen to. You can, but I like that. All right. And of course, tomorrow is Ask Papa Swole Live. So tons of questions tomorrow. We'll take some today, but also tomorrow is full-blown questions. Every Sunday, we just do questions. And Monday at 12 noon Eastern time, we have our next member live stream, our SwoleFam accountability meeting every single Monday, June 20th, 12 noon Eastern time. So be there for that. That being said, first post here is from our SwoleFam discussion boards on Swolenormous X. And Dan writes, "What's up, Beaches? What's up, D-Bone? Hey, fam. I'm Dan, a paralegal and aspiring artist. I've worked out fairly consistently for the past 15 years, but I always felt that I could do better and push myself more, especially in the kitchen. In July of last year, I dislocated my shoulder for the second time. I felt discouraged and became complacent for the remainder of the year. However, I didn't want to not work out and subsequently gain unhealthy weight, so I jumped back into it right after New Year's. I've been pretty good for the first half of the year, but I still want to get better, and that's what led me here. The 7 pillars, particularly mobility and mindfulness, are what pushed me into signing up. Being in my own head and overthinking is something that has consumed me at times. My mobility and flexibility have gotten worse because I stopped stretching and doing yoga. I'm happy to be here and a part of this community, and I'm ready to use the 7 pillars to improve all aspects of my life. Thank you." Well, what a fucking post. Let's get a little America for Dan. Welcome, Dan. Welcome to the SwoleFam, brother. Cheers. Dan, I cheered to you right there. Salud. Get that fucking nice sip of coffee. Oh, God, it's so good. It's so good.
Is this a list of things I did to your mom last night?
It's so good. All right, we got a post here from Diana from our SwoleFam discussion boards on Swolenormous X, and she writes in the What's Up Beaches section, "Hey everyone, I'm Diana, a fashion designer in the making. My goals are to lose body fat, build muscle, and have loads of energy. Can't wait to start. Hoping I can do this." I think you absolutely can do this. No question about it. I think you absolutely can do this. Of course you can do it. And here's the thing. If someone else can do it, you can do it. You ever see the movie The Edge with Anthony Hopkins? Right? What one man can do, another can do. It's true. What one man can do, another can do. Doesn't mean they necessarily will, but can do it. So if it can be done by a human being, it's possible for it to be done by you. Now, you might not summit Mount Everest. You might not, run an ultra marathon, but you get the point. If a human being has done it, it's possible for you to be able to do it. That's why people that break those barriers are really inspiring, because they set the fucking standard. They show everyone else, wow, this is possible. So whatever you want to achieve, whatever you want to go deeper with, whatever you are passionate about, you can do it. So we're all doing it here. Diana, we're all doing it here. We're all following the 7 pillars. Come, follow the 7 pillars with us. And cheers. Let's make some sick fucking games. So if we can do it, you can do it, Diana. You can do it. If we can do it, you can do it. All right, let's get into, we got a couple more posts. And then we'll get into some more questions and freestyle. So if you have questions, you could start dropping them shortly as we get into the knowledge cock portion. Hashtag Ask Papa Swole, but we're not quite there yet. This next SwoleFam post is from Mike, and Mike is showing off his P3S3 The gym bros and gym hoes will be so jealous tomorrow. Fuck yeah. That's fucking awesome. That looks fucking awesome, dude. I'm glad you got your P3S3. Enjoy it. Wear it with pride. Renee, we got a great question here from Renee, actually. And we only take questions in the tip section if it's from our members from one of these posts. So Renee wants to posit the question here. How do you all get over junk food cravings? I eat way more sugar than I want to. Now, Renee, I don't know if you're watching live. Hopefully you're listening. But junk food cravings can come from a lot of different things. So I will actually not address this in this moment. We can come back to it in the knowledge cock portion because a lot of you are going to respond with probably paragraphs in the chat. So we'll talk about this first when we get into there. So I'm just going to pose this here, get into the next SwoleFam post, and then we'll come back to it because there's a lot of reasons that can lead to junk food cravings. It's not just, we'll talk about it. So you can all drop in the comments, what do you do or how do you all get over? But let's talk about it. There's a lot to this and when it comes to the 7 pillars. So let's get into the next SwoleFam post. You can respond to Renee in the live chat. And this one's absolutely fantastic. So I want to zoom out. No pictures yet. No pictures yet. No pictures yet. All right. Jamie writes, Jamie. I had to get real with. Okay. Let's do a little pause here for a second because I told you that it doesn't matter what size bed we get. He's going to lay half off it. I just heard like some scratching on the floor. It must have been his claws. And he's off the screen again. He's off the screen again. Rufus is off the screen. God damn it. He's off the screen. He always does that. He always does that. All right, let's get back to Jamie's post. Jamie writes, I had to get real with myself. Very real. In March, I had my hysterectomy, which feels like a second chance at life because I feel so much better. I promised myself I drink less and start weighing every single thing that goes into my mouth and make time for workouts. So I started lifting and tracking. I've lost 16 pounds in a year, 5 pounds since March. That's fucking great. Excellent. Excellent. That's great, Jamie. Looking great. Looking great. Now, of course, I don't know if Jamie's watching or listening. Make sure the food quality is top notch. Don't get too obsessed with counting calories. Make sure that the nutrient quality is your first priority. And then, of course, you can be more aware of it. But you're much less likely to overeat. It's going to be so much more satisfying. Grass-fed beef, organ meats, get in those meats and quality fruits and, cut out those. Do the elimination diet, of course. I'm not sure if you've done so. You didn't specify, but very, very glad that you are making progress. It's always great to see progress. I always just get very hesitant, and I just want to warn people when they are looking, when it's always a weight loss. Hey, I lost 15 pounds, lost 20. Just want to make sure as you do that, it's great. It's great. Let's get into knowledge cock. All right. So hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. If you have a question, drop in the comments. It's great when you have those kinds of successes, but I always like to try to on-ramp people right away once they have those, like I lost 15 pounds, 20 pounds. Cool. But psychologically start transitioning into goals that are more daily, like the 7 pillars that are not weight based, because as you build muscle, as you make progress, as you build muscle and as you make progress, it's absolutely essential. It's absolutely essential that you shift your approach, that you shift your mindset. It's essential that you shift. It's essential that you have that shift because it's eventually you're going to stop losing weight. And you're going to have to be satisfied with that. So you just can't base all your success off weight. And Jamie's crushing it. So not knocking that at all. This is just a separate topic. Anytime we get on the scale and stuff like that, we have this conversation because it's so common for people just to step on a scale. And the reason is because it's the easiest way to assess something quantitatively. You take a picture, you're going to have to get in the same position and people just do that once every couple months or something like that anyway. And if you have body tape measurements, it's hard to do that yourself. And it's hard to be accurate or to get someone else to do it. And you don't want to see that number, so you don't do it as often. Body fat measurements, you're not getting that accurately with calipers or a scale. You're not getting that. You're just not getting that accurately. So, and it's much more challenging to do it on yourself accurately or to get it done yourself accurately. or expensive if you do a DEXA scan or things like that. There's different ways to do it underwater weighing. But bottom line, it's just easy to step on a scale and be like, here's the number. But if you weigh yourself, and you can play around with this, test it. If you have a scale, you don't believe me, weigh yourself first thing in the morning and then weigh yourself in the afternoon and then weigh yourself in the evening. Just doing your normal things. If you don't have any like psychological issues with the scale, I'm just saying, if you want to test it, you'll weigh different throughout the day. Why? Because water, you're drinking, you're eating, you're consuming. So it's also important how you weigh yourself. You have to weigh yourself in the morning. You wake up, go to the bathroom, number 1, number 2, and then weigh yourself. That's the best time to do it. And if you're inconsistent with your life, if you're getting quality sleep some nights and not quality sleep, you're going to retain more water some days. So you're going to fluctuate. The more consistent you are, the better, the more accurate it is. But at the same time, it's just not the most valuable feedback. But it's easy to assess. So it's less accurate, right, for what's actually going on. So just make sure that you are being smart with that. Just make sure you're being smart with that. Just make sure. I have a scale. The only reason I bought the scale was for Tainty Boy, to weigh him. So I pick him up and hold him. It's getting harder to do that. But that's why sandbag training is so important. Sandbag training is literally, you have a big dog, just get a sandbag and train with that. It's literally a sandbag. He's just filled with water. He's just a liquid bag rather than a sandbag. All right. If you have questions, drop in the comments. Hashtag AskPapaSwolio will bias towards live stream questions first. Let's see here. Let's take a couple comments. Base Bunny Love. That was my first real roundtable that I could participate, and I love it. Thank you so much. I'm super stoked that you were there. Excellent. 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 I'm so glad you liked it. And again, it's inside Swole TV if you missed it. But, if you join, it's all the archive. Remember, if you missed, it's not just live. We save everything. We make sure all the overtime segments and all the roundtables are archived so you can listen to all the ones we've ever done throughout the SwoleFam. Mark, let's see. Papa Swolio, what are your thoughts on gym Karens? Seem like a lot of them are coming out of their caves when summer started. What do you mean? What do you mean? How are we defining? What does that mean? Who's coming out of their caves? Give me an example of what's going on. I don't care who works out. As long as they're training, as long as they mind their own business. I mean, if people are starting shit in a gym, those are just shitty people. Sorgan, Papa Swolio, I am in the process of clearing out my freezer to make room for half a cow. My God, I just got half chubbed. And I want to start saving the bones to make bone broth, but I wanted to ask you if you had a recipe I could use. Yeah, we have all the recipes in the archive on Swolenormous X. I mean, it's not complicated, my personal recipe. I just recommend when you use bones for broth, you're using, of course, marrow bones. Bones have marrow, but you're using like femur bones, but also get some knuckle bones if you can. Get some knuckle or joints. That way you get the cartilage, because it's different. If you're just using the shaft of the bone, you're not getting, I said shaft, but you're not getting the connective tissue. So I throw in some tendons. I throw in like a couple knuckle bones or a patella bone. So if you have access to that, you'll notice that those bones have like cartilage and like the tendon, the ligament still, it's like just real like rubbery tissue. But when you put that in a broth, oof. And I cover the bones. I put I think it's like 4 to 6 pounds of bones in the crock pot. It's like one of those standard size crock pots. And then I fill it up so it's a little bit above with water, turn it on high, put a few tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in there, boom, cover it up. Anywhere between like 36 to 72 hours, that shit's done, and it's delicious. You might refill it, but if you refill the broth, you have to top it off. After it starts boiling for a few hours, the next morning, I turn on high overnight, it's going to boil, and then the next day I'll turn it down to low and simmer it for the rest of it. But if you see the water coming down, just boil some more water and then top it off. You don't want to do it too often because then it'll get really watery. There you go. Not much of a recipe, but that's how I do it. Let's see, Tyler, I'm looking to get a tattoo soon on my left arm. Should I train that arm carefully or train the other arm until the left arm heals? I mean, we talked about this yesterday. I don't have any tattoos, so I'm literally the worst person to ask for this. Even if I had the answer, I just don't have any tattoos, so I couldn't even tell you. Train that arm. I think most of the people say you shouldn't be exercising or moving the skin, and you shouldn't be getting sun on it. You shouldn't be sweating. You got to keep it protected. I don't know how long. I don't know if I'm sure there's different types of ink and tattoos, I guess. I don't know. Again, that's out of I have no tattoos. So not the person to ask for tattoos. It's like the most, yeah, you should do this. You should do this. Like, how the fuck would you know, dude? Now, if I had someone close to me that had a lot of tattoos, I'd give you at least some insight. Oh, I've heard my friend does this and he said that, but check it out. I'm sure there's tons of websites or, forums or people here. A lot of members have tattoos, I'll tell you. 2 days in a row, tattoo questions. I think both days I'm like, I have no tattoos. I have no idea. All right. Ibrahim Dorgello or Dorgello. Cool name. Is it okay to gain a pound a month for muscle building purpose? I'm into lifting for 11 months, trying to get myself ready to compete in a few years. Good for you. Is it okay to gain a pound a month? If you maintain that long term, that's extremely challenging. Naturally, you're only going to put on maybe 1 or 2 pounds a month, if that, after a while of lean mass. So it's definitely okay if that's what you're actually gaining. Again, how are you measuring that? You're putting on fat, you're holding some more water. So not to burst your bubble, it's not going to be literally a pound of muscle. It might be at the beginning of your training, to be honest. It might be when you first start training. You say you've been lifting for 11 months, so you're still in that time frame where you can still be making a lot of, the most of your gains. Similar to what we talked about with Rufus. He's actually, let's give a round of applause for Rufus, by the way. It's his 6-month day. He's 6 months old officially today. He's 6 months old.
I give it a 10.
All right.
A 10. A fucking 10.
Rufus is 6 months old today. So, most dogs will gain most of their weight in 6 months. Doesn't mean they're not going to keep on growing, but it's going to plateau off a lot more. They're not going to grow forever. So when you say it's okay, it's like, whew, you're not going to be saying that. Yeah, it's good. It's just something that might happen, when you first start training, because all the stimuli is new and fresh. And if you're doing it right, you can definitely gain a lot of muscle in a shorter period of time. Let's see here. Let's see. Florentina Papasolio, what should I eat in endometriosis and hypothyroidism? I am also insulin resistant. Florentina, not medical advice. Have you tried our elimination diet? Have you looked at the content in Swolenormous X? If not, I highly recommend it because we walk you through the elimination diet and individualizing your nutrition. A lot of endometriosis, a lot of these problems and PCOS, things like that they stem off of insulin resistance. So getting back to the roots, eliminating all the inflammation, eating liver, heart, getting organ meats in your system, grass-fed beef, getting in more healthy fats and quality protein, exercising, lifting weights, sleeping. It depends on what damage has already been done and how long you've been dealing with this issue. But most of these issues with like the thyroid and, insulin resistance issues are going to come from the nutrition and sleep quality too, and getting rid of endocrine disruptors in your environment. So that's a loaded question. And of course, I'm not a doctor, but there are many professionals out there that will guide you similarly, that focus on women's health and those. It starts with nutrition. It starts with those. It starts with the 7 pillars. It starts with those fundamental lifestyle habits for sure. And if you don't have all those 7 pillars locked the fuck down, even if you are doing other things, then for that you should still be doing these. Like this is the 7 pillars are standard throughout, period. You should be doing those no matter what you're doing. And it can look different for different people. So that's why the 7 pillars should be foundational for everyone on the fucking planet. Like on the fucking planet. Who would this not be? Everyone's going to look different physically. Everyone's 7 pillars is going to look different. But at the same time, like who should not be making better food choices, or at least getting proper nutrition? Who shouldn't have a solid community or an environment, or like be trying to forge that? Who shouldn't be moving their body, training, like whatever it is? Maybe just doing push-ups and body weight. Fine. You're still training. Recovery. You shouldn't recover as a human. No one should recover. No one should be mobile. You shouldn't be able to touch your toes or bend. Like, doesn't make sense. Mindfulness, it's good for everyone, every person. Okay, let's see. Zach, did you ever serve in the military? No, I did not. I did not. But let's get a little America anyway. America! Fuck yeah! Heidi J, Fat Girls Fitness Quest. I love these long names. Papa Solio, do you have a favorite recipe that you could share? I'd like to get a bit more healthy choices. Steak. Steak. My favorite recipe is, I'll give you 2. These are the meals that Mama Solio and I really rotate almost day after day. There's like 3 different styles of meals that we have for the most part. One is steak, like ribeye. So salt, we let it get to room temperature, put some Celtic sea salt on all sides of it, nice caked on there. And then I dab it off, have a cast iron pan with some beef tallow, boom, cook the steak, mouth. You can put some butter on it too, but that's how we do it. The other meal we like is we take grass-fed ground beef, usually like 80, 85. And I just pull off chunks, make just squeeze it, like kind of like little mini patties kind of thing, just on the cast iron. So it's like small little hamburger chunks. And I'll eat that straight. It's delicious with butter on it and salt. And then we'll cook that for a meal, and then the leftovers, or we cook it fresh. We have bone broth. We take the bone broth, we take the chunks of the beef, throw it in the broth with some white rice, and we have soup night. And it's the best way because if you have ground beef in chunks and it's in the fridge, it could be really hard. It could be dry. So it's the best way to reconsume that. And plus, if we have a leftover steak or a steak and a half, so if we're cooking steaks, I might cook 3. We'll each have 1 completed, or maybe we both don't finish as much, depending on the training or if I ate earlier in the day. And then we have like a leftover steak, chop it up and throw it in the broth. So it's a great way to reconsume without like heating it back up. We don't use a microwave and things like that. All right. Remember, make sure you're checking out, we'll still take some questions, but make sure you're checking out swolenormousx.com to join the fam. Make sure that you're checking out all the brand new releases, checking out all the new updates over there. You get access to all the private live streams like we had yesterday, overtime. And of course, we had our SwoleFam Roundtable on Thursday. So if you're a member and you didn't check it out yet, make sure you go and check out the Roundtable. Let's see, a couple more questions. Let's see. Channing Goodman, Papa Swole, what advice do you have for construction workers when it comes to diet, recovery, training, stretching, mobility? Everyone eats fast food, smokes cigarettes, and drinks Mountain Dew, barely sleeps. What advice do I have? Fucking don't do those things. Don't do those things.
Matt Damon.
Not you, Channing. I'm not talking about you, Matt Damon, but literally, you're laying it out here. So I don't know if you've downloaded your copy of the 7 Pillars. If you go to the website, swolenormousx.com, it's right there in the menu. You can click 7 Pillars, download it. That's the foundation. So you just listed the 7 Pillars right there. When it comes to diet, recovery, training, stretching, mobility, you're listing the 7 Pillars. What advice do I have is to do those things. So you are here right now. So obviously you're not going to save everyone. There's not going to be a lot of people in your workplace that are like, okay, I'm going to eat grass-fed beef in Oregon. Like they're going to call it stupid. They're going to, whatever. They're addicted to their beer, to their garbage food. I mean, it's trash. It's trash. For construction workers, what would I recommend? I would recommend working out and exercising first thing in the morning. I know you might get up super early, so go to bed earlier. Get up really early, train first in the day. Prepare your food, prepare your meals, meal prep if you need to, or start doing like intermittent fasting. I mean, you'll get used to it. It's amazing. I mean, there's so many different hacks and so many different approaches to the 7 Pillars, but no one's excluded from this. So when you say, what advice would I have? Get specific. Get specific. If you are a construction worker, give me some ideas. Number 1, I would say, from what you mentioned, I don't care what everyone fucking does. That's the last thing that you should care. No one cares. No one cares about your health. They don't even care. They don't care about their health. What fucking value do their words have when it comes to your health? They're going to judge you. They're going to tease you. They're going to give you shit for it, blah, 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 until it starts working. And then they're probably asking you questions like, hey, man, I'm thinking about just fucking put your head down, laugh, take the joke. It doesn't matter. People are going to tease you for bringing in fucking beef and eating organs and whatever. It doesn't matter what they think. It's not their life. It's not their health. So most people anywhere don't give a shit. Most people eat fast food. Most people smoke or drink or do something like that regularly. Most people drink Mountain Dew or Dr. Pepper or Coke or Pepsi or fucking, I don't know, whatever garbage is Sprite, all this chemical trash. And most people barely sleep. So you're literally talking about the average person, especially in the United States. So you have to really cut yourself off from these people. I'm not saying you're not going to talk to your coworkers, but psychologically, they're not you. You're not one of them. Doesn't mean you can't be cordial. Doesn't mean you can't have acquaintances and affiliates, but you're the product of and the sum of who you surround yourself with. So that's pillar number 1. That's your environment. So be prepared to do things on your own. And when I say do things on your own, be prepared to be the person that's eating A, B, and C when they're eating X, Y, and Z. Just get used to it, or eat what they eat, and you know what path you're going down. It doesn't fucking matter. Just be prepared to be doing stuff that's different than what most people do. Yeah. And once you get that, Papa Swole, do you use OBS to apply your overlays and stream? No, I have a Mac, so I use Ecamm because it's optimized for Mac. OBS is great. I mean, if you have a PC, but if you're using Mac, I would recommend learning how to use Ecamm just because it's native to iOS. So anything with Apple, when you have an Apple design product for Apple, it's just so intuitive and runs so much leaner than OBS, for example. OBS is great. There's a lot more adjustments you can make. And, there's just a lot more customization and details and micromanaging, but I've used that before, but it didn't run as efficiently as I would have liked. Mark, Papa Swole, your thoughts on using knee wraps for squatting? I'm on the verge of a 405 squat, but I don't want to fuck up my knees. Well, you're not going to fuck up your knees if your knees are healthy. So starting to use braces and knee wraps and stuff isn't necessarily going to protect your knees. You can, I don't. It really depends on your form. Like I couldn't tell you. So a lot of people that are putting up a ton of weight really shouldn't be putting up that much weight. Like they don't move properly for in order to stay safe. You can hurt yourself with 135 pounds. So I personally never have. Doesn't mean you can't, but you have to be very careful using knee wraps in order to lift more weight. You have to think about that. Think about logically. Think about if that makes sense. Okay, I want to lift X amount of weight. I'm going super heavy. Then you put on I'm just saying maybe there's a different way to think about it. I'm not telling you to or not. Some people will swear by it. If you need knee wraps to squat 405 and you're afraid of fucking up your knees, then maybe you shouldn't be squatting 405. And this is coming from someone like I personally do not do 1 rep max. Like I personally do not. I did it once. I've squatted that much. I have no interest in squatting that much. I literally started squatting. I've made these choices in my life. I did a 500, I think it was 515. I forget. I think it was like a 500. It wasn't more than that. I've done a 515 pound deadlift and then I stopped. I didn't want to keep on going. At this point, I just didn't want to keep on going. I'm like, where is this going to go? 530, 540. Just the kind of stress on the bike. It wasn't for me. I'm like, I just see it's diminishing returns. What? Oh, like, am I a better person? Am I more healthy because I can squat, because I can deadlift 600 versus 500? Obviously not. Going from 0 deadlifts, for example, to a 300 pound deadlift, like I think that's a huge jump. It's like 0 to 1. There's a great book by Peter Thiel if you want to read it, 0 to 1. But it's the difference between going from not deadlifting to deadlifting a solid amount of weight is much more of an improvement than deadlifting 200 or 300 than going to 600. Like the benefits are much more just being able to do it properly. So you might want to ask yourself, why are you doing that? And if that's the best decision. And if you're I'm just trying to ask a question. And if you do actually second guess it, don't do it. Anytime I've ever gone up to a bar, if you're walking up to a bar for doing a squat, something that's high risk like that, any kind of lift, if you have you get up to it and you're like, oh my God, I feel, if you go up to the bar and just have this mindset where you're thinking, man, I feel a little bit tight, or like, oh, my left side is a little bit tight. Like, I hope this is, don't do it. If you have any even fleeting thought, you're like, nope, that's doubt. Fuck that shit. Cool it down, tone it down. If you ever have doubt with a movement, even if I feel great, I'm having a sick pump and I'm like, oh, maybe I should do one more set. If I'm thinking maybe, I don't know if I should do another set. I mean, I've kind of done, I don't do it. And that's just what I've always done. If I question whether or not I should do a little bit more, if I question it, if I'm like, oh, I'm fucking feeling great, let's fucking go. If I'm feeling, I'm not sure. Nope. I don't be like, well, one more. It's like, all right, let's just push it. We're here. It's like, fuck it. Yeah. And then you have something go wrong because you're not completely invested. You have doubt. If you have any kind of seed of doubt or like a thought about it, for me, no, that's an automatic. Oh, well, I even considered it. I even thought about it. That thought popped into my head. So fuck it. And it's worked for me. Steffi, have I ever eaten raw ground beef, slapped some salt and pepper on it? Yummy. No, I haven't. Just because of the increased risk of just having a negative outcome of that. Let's put it that way. No, I have not. No plans to. No plans to. I don't cook it like, completely well done, dried out, but you want your ground beef to be. Of course, it also depends on where you're getting it from or you're processing it yourself. I mean, I don't know. But no, I have not. I haven't gone that far yet. Not that I will. What's up, Mike? How we doing, buddy? Eric, any thoughts on polyester clothing? I'd rather not wear that shit. I feel like it'll shrink my taint, so I'd rather wear. What's the deal with that? Is there evidence of polyester? I don't really. I mean, I don't wear clothes that much. I mean, I don't wear polyester. I don't know if I have anything with it. If anything, I'll wear, Swolenormous apparel. I'll wear like a tank top for a little bit, filming some videos, but I'm barely wearing anything, period. Let's see here. Jennifer, I lost 60 pounds on the elimination diet. 60 pounds. 60 pounds. 60 pounds. That's fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome. All right, let's see. We got a one or two. Maybe we got another question or two. I have to scroll down. Oh shit, Nick, Papa, someone just now in real time asked me what cycle I was doing. My response, my cycle is the constant use of 7 pillars. Let's fucking go.
Fuck yeah!
He's heating up!
That's fire, Nick. That's fire. Hell yeah. All right, scrolling down. Yeah, a lot of people are. Yeah, let me take a couple of these comments because a bunch of you do powerlifting. Let's see. Yeah, this is. Let's see. Shane, amen. I could squat well over that when powerlifting, but I had to crawl my ass out of the floor. Just asking if you are preparing for a competition in powerlifting. If not, why are you worried about 1 rep max? Well, let's get a round of applause. Well said. A lot of people, I think it's I'm not saying you're succumbing to that, Mark, but it's it was popularized by CrossFit. My PR, everything's like, how many reps of this for time, how many sets. My entire life, my entire career, ever since I've been lifting, and I've been lifting for over 20 fucking years, I've never cared about a 1 rep max. I never have. I've 1 rep max on bench one time at one point. And I 1 rep maxed on squat one time. I did not like the feel. I did not like how my body was. I just did not like, that was not something that I craved. Some people need that, like push it till. I never needed that for accomplishment. My goals always came elsewhere. And I just didn't like the way I'm like, this is way too much. Because guess what a 1 rep max is? You're pushing yourself to your absolute fucking limit. If you can't handle it, shit's going to fucking break. Like that's where things are at. You're at the fucking limit. And if the balance shifts too much, you're going to fucking break or you're going to bail. You're going to hurt yourself. You can. Never been my thing. And I attribute that kind of mentality to being able to be here after 20 years of lifting and still my joints being in great condition. I train regularly. Like you're going to have nagging stuff. You're going to be like, oh, something's going to bother you. Anyone that you're seeing on social media when they're muscular, they're always dealing with shit. You don't see it in like an Instagram picture when someone's flexing or in a video. They're not like, oh my God, my elbow's been bothering me. Everyone comes across those overuse injuries and things where they don't temper themselves. If you're getting amazing results and you haven't had like at least minor tweaks and injuries, it doesn't make sense because you wouldn't get to that point without pushing yourself and finding what that limit is. Freddie, Craven, Pompasoli, any good rotator cuff stretches you could suggest? Oh yeah, we have a lot of stuff in the shoulder awareness program and in the masterclass section in Swolenormous X, but there's a lot of great ones. I mean, you can do the towel stretch behind your body. The shoulder awareness program goes over all those posterior rotator cuff activation exercises. So it's not just stretching. Depending what the issue is, you need to strengthen and you need to create balance. The rotator cuff are the muscles, the subscapularis, infraspinatus, teres minor, and the supraspinatus. These muscles that keep the head of the humerus locked into the glenoid cavity of the scapula. So pretty much what the rotator cuff does is those muscles will work in like the first 10 to 15, in general, like the first 10 to 15 degrees of motion, but they just keep the humerus stabilized. So when you're moving your arm around, it keeps the head of the humerus like locked onto that bullseye, like right in that cup. So the cuff is there to support and keep that joint strong. Usually when you have injuries, you have imbalances. You have certain ones that are overstretched, over-lengthened, and then you have friction, and you have friction on the front or underneath in the subacromial space. You have like inflammation, and then you can't raise your arm, and it progresses over time. So what you really need to do is be strengthening these muscles on the posterior rotator cuff, usually to bring that humerus and to give those other areas, the tendons, more space. That way they can heal. Could be you slept on it. Could be, there's a lot of different things you can. But usually it's overuse injuries, being internally rotated, driving, texting, everything's done to the front, to the front, to the front. How many people are climbing trees and working those muscles on the back of their body as much? External rotators. So there's a lot of good ones. Sleeper stretch, the behind the back towel stretch. There's some other good ones, but I would look into those programming options in SwoleNormus X and focus more on mobility and strengthening those weaker muscles. That being said, great question. It's time to get into some bonus deep content. It's Swole Slut Saturday, Beach. That's deep. Yeah. All right. Good questions. Make sure that you are here tomorrow. If you did not get your question answered, make sure that you are coming tomorrow. Tomorrow is Red, White, and Swole, Sunday Funday Q and Anus, and we'll take pure questions. So only questions tomorrow. If you didn't get your question answered today, make sure you show up tomorrow. Look at those big old pupper paws and Tainty Boy. Aww. The Tainty Cam. He's the sleepies. He's the absolute sleepies. He's the sleepies. Make sure you use hashtag SSS at Swole Slut Saturday, and we'll give that card away at the end of today's episode. Are you ready, Beaches? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okie dokie. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. Let's take these two. Let's get a tweet or two in. Let's get one tweet. Let's see, one tweet. Yeah, we'll do this one because that one's kind of long. Yeah, we don't care about those. Let's do this one. Let's get warmed up. It's like an appetizer. It's an appetizer. Here we go.
What's in the box?
All right, this one is from Mean Fat Girl. Of course, our Mean Fat Girl on Twitter. This bot or this individual is still talking for some fucking, like, why are you talking? Stop talking. No one fucking cares. Obesity science is a fake pseudoscience funded by the diet industry. You know, there's no such thing as obesity science. There's just science. By the way, can we stop like naming like this kind of science, this kind of science? There's science and there's not science. There's science and there's not science. There's science and there's not science. Okay. And the reason it is widely accepted is because it reinforces people's existing fat phobia with a never-ending churn of garbage headlines. Someone ran out of Twinkies and is very, very angry. These people have spent 100 years getting the same results that body size is not something people can decide to alter over time. Yes, they can. Can't change your height, but you can absolutely change how much extra body fat you store. Jesus Christ. They will not accept those results. Obesity science is just fat-phobic vibes and pseudoscience, y'all. Yeah, just because you said so in a couple tweets. Yeah. Talk about bullshit. A nice anonymous count with a rainbow flag and a lipstick emoji. Your name is Mean Fat Girl. Gotta take that with all seriousness. We know that's important. We know you must know what you're talking about. Mean Fat Girl is saying stupid things. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Like, I never would have thought that. All right, let's take a couple videos. Do we have, or all of these? Checking through. Oh my God, these are absolutely horrific. Pick a number between 1 and 5. We'll see how many we can get through. 1 and 5. We'll take a couple. We'll do 1 or 2, maybe 3, depending how we do. All right, pick a number between 1 and 5. 1 and 5. Let's get a little tainty cam. Oh, look at, he's taint up. He's taint up. Tainty boy's taint up. Look at that. We got some taint.
Inconceivable!
See, this is how he sleeps. He sleeps, he's twisted off to the side, and he goes completely, if he had balls, he would sleep balls up. That's why I was pissed off that he doesn't have his ball sack. But you know what's interesting? He doesn't have his ball sack, so he has like a super long taint. He has his pee-pee, and he just has, he's all smooth. So he's, I guess he's a trans pup or something. I don't know. But he's got a super long taint. So you have a super taint. You have a super long taint. So if your dog is, doesn't have his ball sack, he's just got an extra long, just like that taint just goes forever. Go taint for days, just for days. All right, let's go with, let's see. Let's do Mark. Mark, because he's squatting so much. Mark, let's do Mark number 5. Mark number 5. All right. All right, here we go. Now's the perfect time to share the live stream, by the way. Share it with your friends, family, share. Hit the like button if you haven't yet, wherever you're watching. But share the stream. This is about to get juicy. This is called The Girls. Okay, The Girls.
What's in the box?
All right, let's see what we got here.
I've been so annoyed lately because lately there's been a lot of people saying the girls as like a term of expressing themselves. And it just irks me. The term the girls originated from the trans community because that's something that they use to kind of just like talk about themselves, specifically the girls in the community. You could say it's like...
These voices really hurt my brain. People use the girls for other things. I don't understand. I don't understand why just because someone uses a term doesn't mean it's like taken by the, so if you say the girls, that's because of trans people. Someone decode.
Specifically the girls in the community. You could say it's like slang within the community, but yet again, just like a lot of things of LGBTQ culture, like voguing, it's got sissified. Yeah, that's not a word, but I made it a word. I understand the girls is a very simple term that people would resonate with, but at the same time, like, us trans people had one thing, and you guys have to take it. You see that tear?
Yeah, people call their boobs the girls. I'll tell you what, keep on using it. Keep on using this term. If it pisses off this person, keep on using it. I don't know what this is. I don't know.
I'm just tearing up from this situation. But nonetheless, that's how I feel about it. That's my hot take on it. I talked about it multiple times on my channel, but no one seemed to listen. So hopefully you guys will listen this time.
Because no one cares what you have to say. It just is. It's the market. It's the market. The market doesn't fucking care. The market doesn't care. Market doesn't care. Was that a man? Because it sounded like the voice was being forced. Just saying, someone said she's trans or he's trans. Like, who isn't trans these days? It's from Libs of TikTok, so I wouldn't doubt. Yeah, stop using the term the girls. No, I will. I'm going to say the girls from now on. The Swole Slut. It's Swole Slut Saturday. The girls. Talk about the girls. There you go. The girls.
Your father was a woman.
The girls.
Are there any women here today?
The girls. No one's listening. No one's listening. Whatever that was, no one's listening. Pick a number between 1 and 4. 1 and 4. 1 and 4.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
All right, hashtag Swole Slut for a chance to win a Swole card. Hashtag Triple S will do just fine. Swole Slut Saturday, fam. Okay, let's get into another post. We got a bunch of requests. Let's see here. Let's go Kathleen, number 4. Kathleen, number 4.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
This one is titled, Whoa, she's back, he's back, it's back. It's back. Kathleen, come on now. So we all know we get to blame whomever chooses this thing. All right, share the podcast. We are balls deep. Let everyone know how fucking ridiculous this shit is. This is Mad for Losing Weight. Mad for Losing Weight. Here we go.
The problem there is not weight loss. The problem there is labeling any type of intentional weight loss as a body positive act or as liberatory in any way that will benefit fat people.
What?
Matt Damon.
All right. I don't understand why you'd be mad at someone for losing weight. Thank you. Thank you, Kathleen. That's enough of that. Yeah. Here's the thing. Yeah, shaved head, septum piercing. If you don't support people being successful and taking care of their health, I mean, this is what these woke tards do. This is what happens when you use hashtags for your purpose and for your identity, and you use obesity as your identity, because it has to be the oppressed versus the oppressor. It has to be, we're fat, diet culture is the enemy, the patriarchy, the white man, whatever it is. All right. You have to be the victim. You have to be the victim. You're the victim. And if you're the victim, you can't help yourself. So it's always this appeal to an authority, like, someone help me, they're being mean. And if you think that way, and then you try to change yourself and you try to leave and do something else, Yup. They're going to fucking eat you alive. So if you're fat and you use the hashtag body positivity or fat acceptance, and then you try to lose weight, they're going to rip you a new titty. They're going to rip you a new titty, a new girl, right? A new girl. Get it? Get it? Zing. I hit the zing. All right. That was weak. Pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. We got another one.
Look at her. She looks like she's 19 years
1, 2, or
old,
3.
sitting there with her, like a little lady with her legs crossed.
Ashley Biden. All right. Too soon? America. Never.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Pick a number between 1 and 3. Oh, Tina, for the girls, number 3. For the girls, for the girls. Tina to the champagne room. Tina. America. Fuck yeah. For the girls, number 3. This is very ironic. Tina, you said for the girls, 3. The title of this is called For Fat Phobic People. So, for the girls that are fat phobic, I guess.
Here's a thought for all my fat phobic people out there.
All right. Fam. Tell me again how you can't tell if someone's healthy by the way they look. I'll let that marinate.
If you assume that all fat people are unhealthy and their bodies are riddled with diabetes and heart disease,
and other side effects,
you have to assume the opposite is true. You have to assume that all thin people are completely healthy and there's no...
That's not a fucking argument. That's not an argument. No way. Nope. That's not it.
Come on, man.
That's not a fucking argument. That's not even close to a fucking...
Loud noises!
Nope. You could be unhealthy and fat, and that does not mean that the opposite is No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. If you're saying, how are you quantifying disease? Again, these people just constantly, like, it has to be the blood work. It has to see in the moment. You have to have proof of it. You can't have chronic inflammation just because you aren't sick right fucking now doesn't mean you're not going to have major complications in 5 years. A lot of people are vegan for 3, 4, 5 years, and then they have major health problems. And a lot of people have it after 6 months, or it takes time sometimes for these major deficiencies and chronic inflammation to come out and manifest itself in a diagnosable illness. And what does that mean anyway, a diagnosable illness? It's just what the medical community has categorized as, well, this is something that's specific to this. Let's give it this name. Everything's systemic in the body. Everything's connected. You never have anything that's completely isolated from every system. That's why specialists in like a medical, it's fucked up because the lungs, like the respiratory system, is not separate from the integumentary system. It's not separate from the nervous system. It's not separate. Everything's connected. Everything's fucking connected. When you eat food, it gets into your system. It's going everywhere. everywhere. These byproducts or these industrial waste and these chemicals and shit that you're putting in your body, it's going everywhere. It's going everywhere. This is why when you talk about high cholesterol and all this, these mind-numbing numbers, that one number is out of whack. Oh my God, you have to change everything. Let's say everything is 100% healthy, but your cholesterol is elevated, quote unquote, based on their metrics. Everything's perfect except that fucking thing, and then everything has to change. It doesn't make sense. There's books out there. There's tons of content and literature that talks about. Same thing with demonizing fat for decades. We all know it's fucking bullshit. You're just super fucking healthy, but oh my God, this thing is out of whack. We don't know why. It's just, it is. So you have to change everything you're doing. Guess what? It's going to fuck up everything else that's doing well. But it will catch up to you. Just because you don't have technical diabetes in the moment doesn't mean you have insulin sensitivity issues, and doesn't mean you have chronic inflammation. It doesn't mean you don't have chronic inflammation. That's going to lead to those major issues. It's so short-sighted, so ridiculous. Let me see this again.
True. You have to assume that all thin people are completely healthy and there's nothing wrong with them.
No, you don't have to.
They don't get heart disease. You have to assume.
Who says that? Who says thin people? Who the fuck says that? Heart disease is so genetic. You could have heart attacks when you're skinny. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's the number one thing. Whenever you go to a doctor's office, whenever you get medical, it's always your heart history. Do you have a history? Everyone's heard that question, and everyone knows that because that's the first fucking thing they ask. Does anyone in your family have a history of heart disease? A lot of things and most of these issues are environmental. But if you have a history of heart disease, that is big time fucking genetic. Big time. If you have a history like my father had this and this, that's a major concern. But to slap this fucking to the moon, Alex. Bang, zoom. I need that fucking soundboard. I need the honeymooner soundboard. Okay.
They don't get heart disease. You have to assume they don't have cancers.
No, you don't.
You have to assume they don't have any ailments.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay, pumpkin. You have to assume. No. Misa Jar Jar Binks. Misa have to assume. You don't have to assume fucking shit. You don't have to assume that at all. Okay? Having excessive amount of body fat is not healthy. How about this? Being unhealthy is not healthy. Yes, you could be thinner and be a fucking crackhead. That's not too healthy, is it? There, cupcake. Jesus Christ. Fuck. There you go. 2D2. There's a lot of analogies. 2D2 says, right, a car will run fine with a little oil, but will soon not be okay. Indeed. Indeed. All right, let's see. We got some time. We're crushing it. Let's see. Let's do this one. Oh, Jesus. Let's do one more. This one is fat phobia and weight stigma, but all right, you ready for this one? If you're new to the podcast relatively, most of the time when we do these videos, they're ridiculous, liberal, woke women with septum piercings, colored hair, big glasses, or any other combination there within. And we cover stuff if it's men talking this kind of bullshit, but we all discuss this. Where are the men that are promoting obesity? Where are the men that are promoting it? Show me the video. Send me the video. If I come across it, fucking goddamn right, I will cover it. Where is it? Where is it? They exist. We've done it rarely, but where? So anyway, when it comes to that kind of visual, right? Everyone's like, oh, where's the septum piercing? This person's missing a septum piercing. I'm prefacing it because of this video right here. This video. Yeah, Nico Cotto does, but he's a meme of himself. So I don't really count Nico Cotto as like, but I'm saying a straight man. And I always say a straight man. Nico Cotto is not a straight man. He's a very round man, but he's not a straight man. He's certainly not straight sized. But he's only a small fat. All right. He's a meme of himself. And he's a gay man. All right, let me clarify. A straight man. Like a heterosexual male. I always specified that before. I realized I didn't just now. A heterosexual man. I'm serious. I'm literally serious. Very, See, that doesn't count, Kashina. He's a trans man. That's not a man. A heterosexual, we are being very liberal with that term. A fucking man. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Does anyone know what a man is anymore? Does anyone know what a man? I'm talking about someone you look at, oh, that's a man. Not someone who's like his DNA is 95% soy either. Anyway. So in other words, this woman fits like these. My whole reason for saying this is just because we're finishing up the man stream. This person epitomizes. Got all the. This is. I'm not a biologist, Papa.
The attacks on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science.
Good one, Kashina. Good one. I'm not a biologist. Yeah, how would you know? It's not like you're on the Supreme Court or anything like that. Like, you don't have to know those complicated things. This is called fat phobia and weight stigma. Here we go.
In my experience, people who have the hardest time.
All right, pause here. Look at those glasses. I told you. Look at those glasses. Look at those glasses. It's a response to a TikTok post, and it says, what's crazy is these same people will swear up and down that fat phobia doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. But let's play. Okay, so it doesn't exist. We know it doesn't, but okay.
In my experience, people who have the hardest time believing that fat phobia and weight stigma / sizeism are real problems are folks who are not looking at it from a lens of an institutional oppression.
Of course, we're not Marxists. We're not going to look at it from a standpoint of institutional oppression. You're oppressing yourself. You're oppressed by gravity. So lessen your mass. Okay? And if you don't know that's what Marxism is. It's oppressed versus oppressor. Okay? So if you are playing the victim, of course we don't. Of course we don't see it in your way because I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm not outsourcing my responsibility for my own fucking life. Yeah, tell me about it.
Fucking people.
Okay. Let's continue.
Versus just an individual preference. And forgive me for completely oversimplifying this, but I think there's...
Okay, hold on. I'm going to replay. The stigma that she's talking about, or people that say they don't notice the stigma. Stigma is your feelings. That's all that means. The stigma that you're blaming is because your feelings are hurt, because people are speaking truth. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to change. It's not your responsibility. It's not your fault. So you're beautiful just the way you are, just because, simply for existing. You said it yourself. Simply for existing. Simply for existing, you deserve jack fucking shit. Doesn't change reality. So you're not healthy. You're trying to change the perception of you doing nothing. You want an award. You want love and attention for doing nothing, for putting in no work, for earning it. Not at all. Quite the opposite, for doing nothing and just being a glutton and not taking care of yourself. So sorry, hard pass. Not something I want to surround myself with. Not very empowering, in my opinion, because it's the exact opposite of empowering. You're promoting a victimization, a victimhood culture. That's what you are doing. That's what you are doing. The stigma. Oh, fuck the stigma. This is just you caring about what other people say. Do your own fucking thing. If you're happy being fat, then be fucking be fat and happy. You're still going to get diabetes. You're still going to have heart disease. You're still going to have problems, or any number or combination of those things. You're still going to have problems. You're the one that has to deal with your problems. My tax money is going to pay for it. You're looking for free handouts for healthcare and all that kind of shit. Of course. But that's really what it's about. Okay. Your thoughts or feelings about your situation. So your feelings are hurt. So either fucking deal with it because you're so proud of what you are. And if you're so healthy, then why does it bother you? Just be like, these people don't know what they're talking about. Oh my God, they think that fat is so bad. Keep on eating. See how it does for you. See how that works out. Keep on eating inflammatory food. Just keep on keeping on. It's going great for you so far.
An institutional oppression versus just an individual preference. And forgive me for completely oversimplifying this, but I think there's two kinds of people when it comes to folks who don't believe in fat phobia. There's one group who we're never going to reach, right? They are violently anti-fat. This is not, fat people are not human to them, right?
Okay. That's definitely not me. That's definitely not anyone here. Fat people are not human. I can't. As much as I go off and all this shit, I have never thought that once. Fat people are not human? No, they're a fat human. Who thinks that fat people are not human? Who's violently anti-fat? Where is this fat concentration camp? Where are all these fat people being rounded up like cattle? Violently. Violent. What's that word mean? What does violent mean? What does violent mean? Fat people's feelings are getting hurt. Okay. Where's the violence against fat people? Where is it? Where is it?
We're not going to reach them. They are not my target audience. There is another group of people who is probably fat phobic, doesn't really believe in institutional fat oppression, but that's because they have not looked at it from this lens, right? And would be willing to if given time.
You don't understand my lived experience. I did this video on TikTok and Instagram the other day. It's like, Papa Swole, you have no idea my lived experience because you're not obese. And I'm like, you're goddamn right. I don't know your lived experience because I'm not fat. I know how to be healthy. So maybe you should fucking listen to what I'm saying because I take care of my health. I am not obese because of my habits. So I have to listen to you about how it's so wonderful or how you're so healthy when you're obviously not. Why would my perspective and my experience be less valuable to you than your own when obviously what you're doing isn't working? Wouldn't I know how to not be like you? Obviously, because I'm not. I'm not obese. I don't have 4 fucking chins. No, I don't. Why is that? That's because of my lived experience and my actions and what I've done. So it doesn't discount what I'm saying. It actually promotes it, actually makes it more viable. It's like, well, fucking, what am I doing? How come I don't look like you? How come I'm not obese? How come? Because I was born this way. I was born fucking swole. Actually, we have some apparel swole since birth. So that's true. But I'm saying in general, for most people, I came out just fucking double bicep. Come on. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Access to the education and time to process and unpack the fat phobic things that they've been taught. And that's one of my goals as a researcher and as a teacher.
Holy shit. Hey, anyone else? Anyone else want to send their kids to school? An educator and a teacher. This is what is poisoning your children. At least she's not trying to fuck them. That's good. That's good news,
man.
That's good news. Let's continue. Excellent. Of course you're a teacher. Why wouldn't you be? Why fucking wouldn't you be a teacher? Why wouldn't you be teaching impressionable minds? Fantastic. That's great. We're on the excellent. Excellent. Sweet. Sweet.
Is to really approach people in a way that I recognize they live in a very fat phobic society and world, and that they have been told from everyone.
Okay, I'm pausing it again because it just gets stupider and stupider. Where's this fat phobic world she speaks of? 80% of the population, at least in the United States, is overweight or obese. Where's the fat phobia there? Everyone's fat. Your definition of fat is different than mine. There are a lot of men that look like they're pregnant. Their arms and legs might not look horrifically obese, but they have chronic inflammation. That's obese to me. That's fat to me. What most people consider fat is not what I consider fat. And it's not because of an ego. It's not because of, oh, well, you have to have 6-pack abs. No. Most people are not healthy. They just also happen to have tons of extra body fat. It's fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Where's the phobia? Where's the fat phobia? There's a fast food restaurant there's a McDonald's, Taco Bell on every fucking corner. How is that fat phobic? It's literally giving you industrial waste and be like, here, eat up, tons of fun, eat it. You know you want to drive through and get this handed to you in a window. Yeah, here, you take these fried fucking foods. Yeah, eat this vegetable oil. Yeah, you fucking suck it down. Don't you like that? Yeah, you like it, you fucking sicko. Think about it. It's like, yeah, you're going to get your fix. All right. It's the same thing as look, I'm telling you, fast food's the same thing as a drug addiction. Guess what? You're meeting someone in the back alley, right? You're going around the side of a building. You're like, hey man, you got your stuff? You're literally driving around the back end of a building. Like, hey, can I get my scratching? Like, can you give me? They hand you this fucking bag out the window. You hand them some cash and you drive away. Yeah. It's a fucking drug deal. All right.
From the news to their doctor to their family to social media to TV, that fatness is bad, et cetera, et cetera. And so I might be the very first time that they are coming across the opposite. And so
you're coming across they're coming across the same fucking thing. They're like, wow, this is the first time I've ever heard someone try to defend obesity as a good thing. My goodness, tell me more.
So those are the people that I'm willing to spend time on. Those are the people that I believe are worth investing.
You mean speaking to people that actually pay attention to your bullshit? Oh, you mean how most people communicate? Most people don't talk to people that don't want to hear them. They can't. Yeah, you spend your time on the people that'll believe your bullshit. Yeah, we get it.
I also think that there are plenty of fat people who don't do this work and shouldn't have to.
Don't do this
But to me, it's important. So I'm going to continue doing it.
Doing that. My job as a fat liberator. I'm liberating so many fucking people. Oh, yes. All right. Let's give away Taste Boy. There's a little, God, Tainty Boy is off his fucking rocker. He's all the way off. All right. We got a Swole card to give away. Thank you so much for being here. Tomorrow is Ask Papa Swole Live. So remember, head on over to swolenormousx.com so you don't miss out on any of the members only live streams. We have some brand new drops. Let me just kind of go through it briefly before we give away the Swole card. Monday, June 20th at 12 noon, we have our weekly accountability meeting, so don't miss out on that. We also had our overtime bonus segment with a brand new drop. We went over 2 driving while gainings, and we also dropped a brand new driving while gaining that's still, we're not sure if we're going to post that publicly. So go and check that out inside Swole TV. And of course, the roundtable. This is a huge week. Roundtable on Thursday evening was fucking fire. So make sure you go and check that out. And of course, papaswolio.com. Use code DailySwole for 10% off. Check out all our apparel. Check out all the mugs, cell phone covers, flags, Swole variants, Swole since birth. See, look, I was Swole since birth. That's how I came out. Right like that. We got the flag, SwoleFam 7-pillar flags. Go and check out all the drops over there at papaswolio.com. Use code SUNTHENIPS. Awesome new design. And of course, Toxic Muscularity. Use code DailySwole. Again, 10% off for being a listener of the show. Thank you so much for being here and doing so. Love that new DWG. That was so fucking fire. If you haven't seen the overtime segment yet, go and check it out. All right, today, let's get into the Swole card. Let's give that shit away. Here we go. Drum roll. Kick us off, Falcon. Who's it gonna be? Finish him. Oh, we got a winner. It's Heidi J. Congratulations. Congratulations. Rufus is so excited. He's so excited. He's just giving you his paws and his butt. He's so excited. He thanks you for winning today's Swole card. Don't you, buddy? You excited? Good boy. Nope, maybe not too excited, but we're all excited. So congratulations, Heidi. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 2234 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. That's absolutely fucking fantastic. Oh my God, it's absolutely fantastic. Make sure, fam, you hit that like button before you leave. And we'll take some soundboard requests. Drop that in the comments down below. And also make sure you share the podcast. That means the world to share the podcast. That's the best way to help us grow. So thank you so much for being here. We'll see you tomorrow morning for the Red, White, and Swole Sunday Fun Day Q&A-ness. We'll be going live around 10:30 Eastern time. So make sure you're there for that.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
You can be fat and be healthy. I'm sorry, Lizzo, healthier than I will ever be.
I better use my strong.
You need to stop being a lady. Quit worrying. You'll be back on your knees in no time.
Oh, there's a tainty boy. Oh, tainted man. How's my tainted boy? That's a good boy. We should do like a Rufus treat thing. Send in a super chat, and Rufus gets a treat. Yeah, gets rewarded for being here. Such a good boy. Yeah, like a little Rufus feeding mechanism. Automatic feeder. Good boy. Check the wind. Aww.
So why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
You lose.
Fucking nailed it.
The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
That's a good boy. He's a good boy. The whole episode. Good boy. Got some cock piano. Here we go. Unhook. Nice. Over here. All right. Fucking fantastic. Thank you so much. Rufus, we did it. We did it, buddy. Yay. Another man cast in the books. All right, fam. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you join the fam over at SwoleNormousX.com. We'll be back here tomorrow morning for the Sunday Fun Day Red, White, and Swole Q&A. Pure questions. So if you have questions that didn't get answered today, tomorrow we will get to all of them. And we always bias towards live questions. So make sure you're here for that. Turn those notifications on, hit the bell, all that good shit. But remember, as a member, you get a personal Swole text via Discord, Telegram, and SMS if you're in the US and Canada. So another reason to join the fam. You get access to Swole text, and I send out regular text messages, our daily Swole text, and all that other good shit. So notifications, priority access notifications, which is important. That way you always get notified when we're going live. So we'll see you then tomorrow. Peace, McGee's Deuce, Magoose. Your boy, Papa Swolio. Oh, 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 oh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint you. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing?
yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant, on topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my